Today's review is going to be on this Organis cigar. I guess I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know, folks, but yeah, you can read it for yourself. I never had this one before. I don't believe I have. If I did, I don't remember. But anyway, let's get into this review and our conversation for tonight. All right, YouTube, what it do? Here we go. You know, I got the splitter open first, of course. And my favorite cut is the what? It's the punch. Hell yeah. Let me get these windows down first. You know I like the punch. But anyway, guys. What I want to talk to you today about is I don't know if I ever shared this with any of y'all, but got a nice draw, but I guess I want to talk about problems. And what I mean by problems, health problems. I think we all may have them. I'm not sure. But I'm gonna spend a little time and talk about mine, because I don't talk to nobody about it. I hate I have it, and not a problem like money or something, or financial problems like that. I mean health, born with it, you know, that kind of problem that we born with. Let me get my girl lit up real quick and tell y'all what she tastes like and everything before I actually get into this conversation. You know, I've been thinking about getting the pipe smoking because I like the smell of that. See, cigar smoke, I can't stand the smell of it. And for me, the only time the cigar holds the flavor for real is when it's first lit up. You can't go back and smoke a cigar after it's been sitting a while, or it done got stale from being open in the atmosphere and you know whatnot. But Organis or Organis, I think it's Organis. It's not bad. It's kind of a medium bodied cigar. The only thing I'm picking up on is like a peppery kind of taste. But maybe that's why somebody, you know, I was gifted this cigar. Maybe they already knew what it tastes like, and they were like, "Here, man, you can have this." Yeah, nothing special about this cigar. Nothing special at all. I almost don't really like it, but for the conversation's sake, I'm still smoke it and talk. After I'm through with this conversation and recording, tossing this baby. I don't think I want to keep it. But anyway, problems. Mine started when I was born with it, you know. And this could be a long conversation, but I'll try to cut it short. You know, I try to keep my videos at 15 minutes now. I don't want to try to make it too long. I can watch the time on here, so I'm already talking too much. I'm already like 5 minutes into it, but let's go on and get rolling. I got what you call neurofibromatosis, and it's I call it a disease, but I don't know what else to call it or what they call it, but to me, it's a disease. And what it does is tumors grow wherever they want on your body, you know what I'm saying, like inside and out, man. I done had my share, and I fear that it's not even over with, but I done had my share. And the tumors, what they do is they can go on the outside of the skin or the inside of the skin, right? But they grow on nerves. They grow on your nerves. So at the same time, with that being said, some of the places they grow, it can be painful, you know, things like that. But you can have them surgically removed. Now the downfall of having them surgically removed is they cut in that nerve at the same time. So a lot of times, wherever they cut it and cut that nerve, that area where that nerve was at, it can become overly sensitive, it can become numb, or it could just be like weak or something. And what I mean by weak is like, you know, all muscles and everything is operated by a nerve. Your brain sending a nerve a signal, then your nerve sending that muscle a signal. I got one in my right eye. I don't know if you guys can see it sometime on this video. I can catch myself being lazy sometime if I just watch some of my recordings. I see how lazy my eye is, but that ain't even the one I want to talk about. And when I was little, the doctor told my mother to watch out for it. And I remember about it because my father had it, but he had like bumps all over him. You know, I got a few. You can see the little scars sometime on me because I had a few removed because they were uncomfortable. I didn't like my skin and everything, but I'm still going through that. I never took therapy because to me, therapy is just a mind game. Even though you might feel this way, they'll try to convince you to think another way if they can, but I'm too strong-minded because I'm like, man, it's still going on. I don't care what kind of things you tell me to tell myself. I still know what is going on with my body. It's nothing you can really tell me, I don't think. I think if anything, the help I need and going to get is going to come from God, the Lord Jesus, you know? But anyway, as I've been growing up, I've been having them removed. And it never really dawned up on me until this last one I had removed. Like I said, I had one on my eyelid, I had it removed. And back when I had it removed, we wasn't into like cell phones and cameras and all that. I mean, come on, man, I was still rocking a pager, you know? A cell phone, let alone a cell phone with a camera and recording and all that. I mean, this is like new technology from then in my first surgery, you know. But Anyway, I had that removed, and I didn't know nothing about my eye. Nobody ever told me I got like a lazy eye or eyelid, because people probably assume you already know this kind of stuff and they're not gonna say nothing. And then I guess my second one would be, I had a big lump in my throat at one time, and then, you know, I didn't know what it was, but I know it bothered me when I swallowed. It bothered me when I talked. It sounded like I was talking out of my nose and everything, man. And, you know, I finally went and got it removed. And what I noticed after that is, like, every time I eat, I sweat. I forgot to tell you that was one of the reactions. I don't know why, but I guess sweat glands are somewhere in there, and the nerves are connected to that as well. But I sweat when I eat. And I used to have this pain in my leg all the time. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what it was. Back when I was younger, I used to exercise and I have this pain in my leg, especially when I'm like trying to do sit-ups or anything. It didn't bother me too much. But as I got older, the pain grew more and more without me even exercising, right? And to make a long story short, they tried to tell me it was a pinched nerve. I tried to tell them to find that pinched nerve. And they said they can't really find a pinched nerve with doing like x-rays. I said, well, you know what? Let's get an MRI. Let's get an MRI, because, hey, this pain is unbearable. So doctor ordered an MRI through the insurance, blah, blah, blah. They back and forth. Make a long story short on that, they did the MRI. Turns out it was one of those tumors. And I've had it so long that it turned to cancer. Now, mind you, I said these tumors grow on nerves, you know. So I got this tumor removed. It was on my femoral nerve. And I didn't know which nerve it was on. I just wanted it to be removed because it was painful. I could wake up in the middle of the night crying. And what I would do is I hide it from my wife, so I act like I'm doing push-ups on the side of the bed or something. But when she ain't looking or anything, I'm really down there on my knees like, God, please take this pain away, you know? But yeah, so I got that removed. And my whole prayer before the operation was, Lord, let me keep my legs. So after the surgery, you know, I wiggle my toes and everything. And how they moved the tumor first, though, they went in through my stomach like a woman's C-section. So they cut me about this wide from the belly button, top of the belly button down just above my waist, the hair above my scrotum, you know, just right to there, and an inch or two before up on above my belly button. But it's like a C-section, but only going up and down instead of long ways. Anyhow, they said you won't be able to do nothing too much for a few days because the organ's gonna fall asleep, because they had to move them to the side to get to the tumor to remove it. So anyhow, I said, okay, well, that's cool, you know, as long as I wake up with my leg and everything, I ain't gonna try to get up and move or do nothing, you know. I just wiggle my toes and, you know, so on and so on. So after the surgery, I woke up. I seen that I had both feet under the covers, so I said that was cool. I wiggled my toes. I can feel my toes. I said, okay, I'm good. So after maybe a day and a half, I wanted to move a little bit more. I tried to move my leg, and I could not move my leg. I mean, I could move it side to side, but I could not raise it. So I'm like, oh man, what is going on? They told me it's probably the anesthesia that's still in me, or maybe the epidural, because they put an epidural on my back. They said maybe it's that. So I'm like, okay, well, hopefully that'll wear off. It didn't wear off, guys. It didn't wear off. I called the doctor. You know, as a matter of fact, I didn't even have to call. He makes rounds to check up on the patients about 3 days after the surgery, depending on how tense the surgery is. He still makes his rounds. It might be the next day or later on that evening, however it goes, if it's same day surgery. Did I let my cigar go out talking? Ain't no way. See, this thing shouldn't even went out. It shouldn't even. That's not good. It shouldn't even burnt out. Guys, we're at 15 minutes now, but I'm gonna keep rolling and talking to you guys, man. Oh no. Anyway, the doctor, you know, making his rounds, and now keep in mind the nurses and everything, they don't really know the intents of the surgery. You know, they just know I had surgery, but they don't really know the intents of it. And they the ones was telling me it might be because the epidural that's in your back, because I did still have that in my back for pain, to where all I gotta do is hit a button and swoosh, I'm high, baby. Or I'm relaxed, should I say, because I wasn't like a real high, but I was relaxed and not in pain because of the surgery. But anyway, the doctor comes in and I tell him, like, hey man, you know, I can't move my leg. He tells me, oh yeah, you know, about that, you know, you had cancer, but, you know, because I guess he had the results back, but they had an idea that it was cancer, because before I even, they just didn't tell me. Before I even had the surgery, they did a biopsy on it and sent it to labs or whatever. Because I can go, like I said, a long conversation about this, because the first surgeon they had, he didn't want to deal with it because of where it was. It's a long story, but I'm cutting it short as I can. But anyhow, he told me the tumor was on my femoral nerve. Those of you that don't know, the femoral nerve is in your leg. It's what make your leg move and do what it do, pretty much. It was on my femoral nerve. He tells me he had to cut my femoral nerve to remove all the cancer. So right then and there, I'm thinking like, okay, it seems like every time I get one of these tumors removed that's on the inside of my body, I have a problem. So with all that being said, I mean, I want to tell you, you know, make sure you get yourself checked out and stay up to date with your doctors and everything, but at the same time, I'm kind of like a hypocrite, because I go get checked out, but my problem is, if I run into one of these things again, you know, I'm scared to get it removed, man. I don't know what else is going to happen to me. Like I said, I can't even half walk now. I was up on that hospital bed. I told the doctor, I was like, well, I pushed my feelings aside. I pushed them all aside, right? I'm like, okay, so I need to be filing for disability right now. I'm not going to wait till I get home and hope to recover. Then I had to fight this myself, right? So the doctor told me Yeah, you should. So I fell for a right when I was on that hospital bed, and I got my disability pretty quick. I'm talking about within like 5 months, and that's the smallest length of time it takes, you know, they say, but I got it like pretty quick, man. I mean, I went through, you know, radiation and all that to make sure it don't come back. I had my follow-up appointments because they want to make sure to see, I guess, if I was going to walk right again or not. And of course I didn't, but I don't know, folks. If this could have been avoided way when I was younger by going to get checked and all that, making sure I was up on top of everything, maybe they wouldn't have had to cut my femoral nerve. I probably waited too late. I do not know. But my whole point is here, man, especially us men, we don't go to the doctor like we should, but we need to go to the doctor more often. Get your PCA test, get your PCA checked, or whatever you want to call it, you know, get the status on your PCA, get prostate cancer, you know, be checked out for that, man, and colon cancer and things like that. I know some of you men probably like, oh, ain't nobody sticking nothing up my butt, but man, we got to get that kind of stuff checked. I mean, not unless you just don't want to live, and that's fine if you don't want to live, but let me tell you it like this. If you don't want to live, if you wind up with some kind of cancer and don't care about dying, you don't want it to be a slow and painful death. I mean, at least avoid that, a slow and painful death. I mean, if it's not painful, then so be it. Guys, we got to get checked out, and that's all I got to say right here, man. Stay in tune with yourself. Watch your health, fellas. Women, you too, but you women, you guys are way more better at staying in tune with your health than we are. Men, we always think we can tough something out, and a lot of times we can. That's the problem, why we don't, because a lot of times we can tough it out. Sometimes it be a little something, we like, oh, it'll go away. We will tough a lot of stuff out, but sometimes, you know, it might be something serious, you know. So I ain't saying run to the doctor for every little bit of thing, but at least try to get checked out twice a year. I mean, a full body checkout, man. That's all I'm going to say here. I'm going to finish my little drink. I got another shot that I'm going to do with this cigar. I'm about to throw this sucker out. It's not too bad, but it's not one that I like. But after this shot is gone, I'm tossing it. And I'm going to go up here and grab me some chicken wings. But anyway, folks, peace out. Stay tuned to my other videos. Thank you for watching.